Imagine a hidden kingdom, a place whose very existence history denies. A magnificent civilization, once thriving with tens of thousands of inhabitants, suddenly vanished into the earth, sinking into an eternal slumber, swallowed by time and nature. Is this merely an ancient fable, a legend spun through generations? Or is it a colossal secret, an ancient curse perhaps, that Mother Nature herself holds, awaiting a fateful moment to unveil the stark truth? New tools have enabled humanity to see through the forest's verdant curtain, revealing undeniable traces of a forgotten past, a history we had never dared to imagine. Within the vast, oppressive, and peril-ridden labyrinth of life that is the Amazon rainforest, a legend has persistently endured through centuries. Is El Dorado truly just a fanciful dream of greedy and delusional men? Or do ancient stone walls, colossal pyramids completely overgrown by vegetation, and vast subterranean canal systems genuinely exist, demanding that we completely rewrite the annals of human history? This journey into the lost cities of the Amazon is not merely an exploration of geography. It is a confrontation with historical preconceptions, an invitation to ponder the magnificent scale and profound mystery of civilizations that once reigned supreme in this primordial wilderness. The story awaits its telling, now more detailed, more haunting, and more challenging than ever before. These are the whispers of lost golden cities, the dazzling remnants of a civilization so incredibly advanced it defied imagination, of which even the indigenous tribes speak only with hushed reverence and profound mystery. To the enigmatic disappearances of daring explorers in the 20th century, the ancient forest seems to possess an unseen force devouring every spark of curiosity and bottomless greed. For a long time, Western academia adamantly dismissed these legends as sheer fantasy. They argued based on the green desert theory, a perspective asserting that the Amazon rainforest, with its notoriously poor soils and harsh climatic conditions, could neither sustain nor support large-scale civilizations. Complete with complex architecture and dense populations, in their view, the Amazon was merely a land of small, scattered nomadic tribes living simple lives. For hundreds of years, from fame-hungry adventurers to dedicated archaeologists and even blindly ambitious treasure hunters, all have been captivated by the allure of this rumored wealth and forgotten knowledge. Yet the Amazon, with its brutal wild beauty and unyielding harshness, has always fiercely guarded its secrets, crushing every attempt at intrusion. From the ambitious chronicles of the conquistadors consumed by their insatiable lust for gold and power, who landed on the New World's shores with dreams of El Dorado, however, the relentless current of time, bringing with it groundbreaking technological advancements in the 21st century, has begun to peel back the layers of shocking secrets, challenging every errant assumption we held about the past. Together, we will delve deep into the emerald heart of the Amazon, meticulously piecing together scattered fragments of history, the faint yet weighty imprints of a buried past. The Amazon. That name in itself is a majestic ode, blending mesmerizing beauty with primal dread. It is the everlasting green lung of the planet, a living labyrinth of towering canopies reaching for the sky, where mighty rivers surge like the very arteries of life and the ceaseless symphony of an unslumbering ecosystem resonates. But for those who have dared to venture into its deepest reaches, the Amazon is more. It is a sentient entity, a silent guardian protecting secrets. Buried for millennia where the very veils of time and space seem bent by an ancient primordial power, he was captivated by the idea of a golden kingdom ruled by fierce female warriors. His expedition, too, yielded nothing but exaggerated stories and vague details. Yet, he produced a map containing intriguing notes about the golden city of Manoa, situated on the shores of the mythical Lake Paramé, a lake later proven not to exist. These expeditions, though failures in finding gold, left a profound legacy. They painted a picture of the Amazon not just as a raw wilderness, but as a land of grand secrets, of civilizations that might have once existed and vanished. However, the jungle's merciless grip, with its malaria, tropical diseases, insects, and the fierce resistance of indigenous tribes, claimed thousands of explorers' lives, turning their quests for El Dorado into tragic monuments of greed and blind perseverance. From the dawn of the age of exploration, when the first European sails touched the shores of the New World, the Amazon quickly became a symbol of impenetrable mystery and untouched riches. The Spanish conquistadors, driven by insatiable greed and an unwavering belief in tales of gold, brought with them the obsession of a legendary kingdom. They called it El Dorado. Initially, El Dorado was not a city. It was the name given to a Muisca chieftain in the Colombian highlands, said to have covered his body in gold dust during a ritual offering at Lake Guatavita. But through the wildly exaggerated accounts of gold-hungry soldiers, this legend transformed spectacularly, growing exponentially, becoming a glittering city of gold, an ancient capital named Manoa, purportedly hidden deep within the Amazon. Where roads were paved with pure gold and walls studded with precious stones awaited discovery, these captivating tales ignited an unprecedented fever of exploration. Gonzalo Pizarro, Francisco Pizarro's half-brother, led a devastating expedition in 1541. His objective was not only El Dorado, but also the legendary land of cinnamon. This journey marked the beginning of one of history's greatest river expeditions, as Francisco de Orellana, an officer under Pizarro, chose to break away from the main party and sail eastward, becoming the first European to traverse the entire length of the Amazon River. Orellana recounted astonishing encounters with powerful tribes, densely populated villages, and even legendary Amazonian warriors, all reinforcing the belief in a mighty civilization hidden deep within the jungle. However, he found no gold, leaving behind only strange tales that fueled subsequent quests. In 1595, the renowned English explorer Sir Walter Raleigh also embarked on a search for El Dorado in the Guianas region. As the 20th century dawned, the golden dreams of the conquistadors had largely faded. One name reignited that old obsession, but with a loftier goal: Percy Fawcett. He was no ordinary treasure hunter. He was a decorated British Army colonel, a gifted surveyor, and a legendary explorer with his distinctive walrus mustache and resolute gaze. It stemmed from a verifiable document, still preserved in the National Library of Brazil, manuscript 512. This was a 10-page report by a Portuguese explorer in 1753, detailing his discovery of a nameless, ruined city deep in the interior of Bahia, Brazil. He was renowned for his extraordinary survival skills and, importantly, his respect for the indigenous peoples, a rare quality among Western explorers of that era. A journey he hoped would unravel the mystery of his life and prove the existence of City Z. After that, they vanished. Not a word, not a trace. Percy Fawcett's quest for City Z ended in profound mystery, leaving behind one of the greatest unsolved questions in the history of exploration. Dozens of subsequent rescue and search parties also plunged into the jungle, and many of them disappearing themselves or struggling to return. Fawcett's demise did not extinguish the legend of City Z. On the contrary, it intensified its enigmatic power, transforming him into an immortal symbol of obsession and discovery. His disappearance stands as a stark reminder of the Amazon's boundless power, a world operating under its own rules, defying all conquest, and continuously blurring the lines between legend and reality. He was accompanied by his eldest son, Jack Fawcett, a spirited young man, and Jack's longtime friend, Raleigh Rimmel. Their plan was to delve deep into the Mato Grosso jungle, an area Fawcett believed harbored City Z. Based on his detailed calculations from manuscript 512 and gathered intelligence, Fawcett's last letters sent to his wife Nina and friends conveyed both optimism and a hint of trepidation.
Oh.
He described the jungle's harshness, but also alluded to promising signs, such as finding what appeared to be an ancient Roman road in the forest, a detail never confirmed by mainstream archaeologists, but one that suggested Fawcett was on the verge of something extraordinary. He frequently exchanged gifts and sought to understand their cultures, which often yielded invaluable information. However, his obsession with City Z grew ever stronger, dominating his thoughts and actions, driving him into a relentless pursuit. The report painted a vivid picture of a city with exquisitely crafted stone architecture statues carved with human and animal figures, a grand archway depicting flying flags and a sun, along with a mysterious inscription that the author could not decipher. For Fawcett, this was irrefutable proof of a great civilization,
Oh.
one he believed had been isolated and preserved for millennia. Fawcett was consumed by the conviction that beneath the endless green canopy of the Amazon lay the ruins of an ancient civilization, far more advanced than what Western scholars of his era acknowledged. It was during these very journeys that he heard numerous oral traditions from indigenous tribes about abandoned cities, ancient stone roads, and even deeper, more enigmatic lands. He discovered fragments of refined pottery, featuring intricate patterns and astonishing durability, unlike any known native cultures of the time. He also found meticulously constructed stone roads, cutting through the dense jungle and leading into nothingness. These pieces of evidence, though fragmentary clues, fortified his belief in the existence of City Z, turning it into his life's defining quest. He called it City Z, a hidden capital, an Amazonian Atlantis, lost to history. Fawcett's belief wasn't born of blind rumor or wild fantasy. From 1906 onwards, Fawcett dedicated a significant portion of his life to Amazonian expeditions. Initially working for the Royal Geographical Society to map the border between Brazil and Bolivia, Fawcett was an unyielding explorer, enduring countless bouts of malaria and tropical diseases, surviving dangerous encounters with venomous snakes, jaguars, and sometimes hostile tribes. In 1925, at the age of 58, Fawcett decided to undertake his final expedition. Fawcett's last known communication was sent on May 29, 1925, from a place ominously named Dead Horse Camp, a moniker laden with foreboding and a sense of inevitable conclusion. For many decades following Percy Fawcett's mysterious disappearance, stories of grand Amazonian cities continued to be dismissed by mainstream academia. They were largely considered mere figments of adventurers' imaginations, no more than wild fantasies. The prevailing scientific consensus adhered strictly to the green desert theory. This perspective argued that the Amazon rainforest, with its notoriously poor soil in Acre, Brazil, archaeologists uncovered massive geoglyphs, enigmatic earthworks created by digging trenches several meters deep, dating back thousands of years. These elaborate shapes were not merely artistic expressions. They were indicative of interconnected ceremonial and community centers linked by an ancient, organized road network. This provided concrete evidence of a complex, settled society that deliberately shaped its rainforest landscape on a grand scale, creating monumental constructions that had withstood the test of time, silently hidden from modern eyes. These groundbreaking findings compelled the scientific community to concede that the Amazon, far from being a pristine wilderness devoid of major civilizations, was in fact a cradle of complex, prosperous societies with a rich, previously unknown history. The LiDAR revolution transformed long-held myths into tangible evidence, ushering in a new era for Amazonian archaeology. In challenging climatic conditions, simply could not sustain or maintain large-scale civilizations, complete with complex architecture and dense populations. According to this theory, any European findings were merely small, dispersed villages indicative of simple nomadic societies. This viewpoint became deeply ingrained in archaeological thought throughout the 20th century, profoundly shaping our understanding of the region's pre-Columbian history. However, like all theories, the green desert theory eventually met its limits. As the 21st century dawned, a quiet technological revolution began to fundamentally alter this long-held paradigm. The advent of LiDAR technology in the region of Llanos de Moxos in Bolivia, archaeologists identified an incredibly complex network of raised causeways, intricate canals, and artificial reservoirs. This was far from a collection of small villages. It was undeniable evidence of a large-scale agricultural society that thrived there millennia before the Common Era. Demonstrating an astonishing capacity for environmental control and adaptation, these cities were meticulously planned. Featuring sophisticated hydraulic systems and extensive civil engineering projects, utterly refuting the green desert theory. Their existence opened up a new, astonishing chapter in Amazonian history. LiDAR utilizes millions of laser pulses emitted from aircraft, which then bounce off the Earth's surface and return to a sensor. Unlike traditional surveying methods or conventional aerial photography, both of which are severely obstructed by dense vegetation, LiDAR possesses the remarkable ability to see through thick tree canopies. This allows it to penetrate the leafy shroud and reveal hidden artificial structures that nature had meticulously reclaimed and swallowed for hundreds. It quickly emerged as the perfect tool for uncovering what the Amazon had so skillfully concealed. The initial discoveries made possible by LiDAR sent profound shockwaves throughout the scientific community, forcing a complete reevaluation of their entire premise regarding Amazonian history. The revelations did not stop in Bolivia. LiDAR technology unveiled similar secrets in other crucial areas. With the irrefutable evidence provided by LiDAR, the pressing question shifted: who were these enigmatic civilizations? The findings paint a picture of sophisticated societies with thousands, even tens of thousands of inhabitants residing in well-planned urban centers. What makes them truly remarkable is their development of advanced and sustainable agricultural techniques, specifically designed to adapt to the rainforest environment rather than attempting to conquer or destroy it. Unlike the Maya or Inca, with their complex writing systems preserved on stele and grand monuments, these architects of the deep jungle left no clear written records of their reigns, dynasties, or specific historical events. Their artistic works, particularly the intricate and highly refined pottery from Morea, display astonishing complexity and beauty. But they do not contain textual information about rulers, specific dates, or historical narratives. Their traces lie predominantly hidden beneath the earth, meticulously guarded by layers of dense vegetation and the vast expanse of forgotten time. We can only refer to them by the names of the sites where their remains were found, such as the Casarebe culture, or the Marajora culture, or simply as the unnamed mound builders, historical specters awaiting their true identification. One of the greatest testaments to their ecological understanding is the creation of terra preta, a dark, incredibly fertile, carbon-rich soil engineered by humans. One prevalent theory suggests widespread diseases, particularly those introduced by European contact like smallpox and influenza, which would have had devastating effects on indigenous populations with no natural immunity. Another posits internal warfare between competing city-states or resource conflicts. Climate change, such as prolonged periods of extreme floods or droughts, could have severely disrupted their agricultural systems. Or perhaps the inherent complexity of their social structures led to an eventual, unavoidable collapse due to an inability to adapt to changing internal or external pressures. But could there be a deeper, more enigmatic explanation, one that transcends these conventional understandings and delves into realms we are only now beginning to comprehend? This remarkable soil, produced by mixing charcoal, bones, organic waste, and other refuse, was not only exceptionally productive, but also possessed the astonishing ability to retain its fertility for centuries. This innovation allowed for continuous cultivation on the same plots of land, sustaining dense populations without the need for constant migration, unlike many nomadic cultures. These people were not merely brilliant farmers. They were also exceptional architects and engineers. Beyond the massive geoglyphs, an acre, archaeologists have unearthed extensive systems of burnt clay roads, built wide and straight, cutting through the dense forest. These roads served not only as pathways connecting urban and ceremonial centers, but also functioned as an integral part of sophisticated drainage systems, meticulously designed to mitigate the effects of the Amazon's seasonal floods. Furthermore, elaborate artificial canal systems and reservoirs were constructed, serving dual purposes, controlling floodwaters and irrigating crops, while simultaneously acting as internal waterways that facilitated trade and movement throughout their territories. Alongside these colossal earth mounds, uniquely shaped and found in various locations like those of the Marajora culture on island, all point to an astonishing level of social organization, advanced planning, and profound environmental understanding, far exceeding what scholars had previously believed possible. However, the specific names and detailed histories of these magnificent civilizations remain a profound mystery. What ultimately happened to them? Why did these evidently thriving and sophisticated cities vanish so mysteriously? Scientists have put forth several hypotheses. Recent discoveries enabled by LiDAR technology continue to fundamentally reshape our understanding of Amazonian history, even prompting questions about the very nature of these civilizations' disappearances. In the Apano Valley of Ecuador, a team of archaeologists has unearthed irrefutable evidence of an extensive urban network, It's estimated to be 2,500 years old. These were not mere scattered hamlets. Rather, they were complex, meticulously planned cities featuring grand plazas, elaborate ceremonial structures, and well-organized residential areas. This groundbreaking finding directly refutes the long-held notion that the Amazon was solely inhabited by small, nomadic tribes, unequivocally proving the existence of a highly urbanized and prosperous society in the Amazon that thrived for an extended period. Construct megastructures beyond our current capabilities, or even deliberately conceal themselves from the known course of history. Could the persistent tales of spatial gateways, time portals, or anomalous energy convergence points reported by explorers from remote Amazonian regions be subtle hints of a superior technology? This represents a new frontier, inviting us to reconsider the limits of what is possible, and sparking a vibrant debate about the interconnections between science, mythology, and the profound unsolved mysteries of the universe. Yet beyond this clear scientific evidence, some discoveries remain highly controversial, giving rise to bold and often speculative theories that push the boundaries of conventional understanding. A subset of explorers and unconventional researchers, unconstrained by traditional academic frameworks, posing a startling question. The alleged purpose of this extraordinary retreat, according to these legends, was to safeguard their vast, perhaps even superhuman knowledge, their advanced technology, and their very existence from external invaders, or from cosmic cataclysms, or even major geological upheavals of Earth itself. Under this intriguing hypothesis, the subterranean structures revealed by LiDAR might not simply be building foundations. They could represent the uppermost levels of deeper, more complex underground complexes, hidden pathways leading to places unimagined by modern humans, an intricate concealed network beneath the surface. What if these advanced civilizations were not simply swallowed by nature over time, but actively chose to hide themselves from the outside world? They draw heavily upon the profound and intricate oral traditions of indigenous tribes, tales of the ancient ones, or sky people who reportedly retreated deep into the earth, into secret caves, or even into other dimensions. This hypothesis is far from mere fanciful speculation. It raises fundamental questions about the capability of a civilization to reach such an advanced stage that they could manipulate the laws of physics. If these cities were indeed so advanced, possessing superior knowledge of science and a profound harmony with nature, why did they vanish so completely without leaving extensive surface traces? The scientific community is now exploring a fascinating new hypothesis. This might have been a deliberate decline, or a transformative existence. Perhaps these civilizations achieved a profound understanding of the Amazon's delicate ecological balance, realizing that for long-term survival they had to fully assimilate with the forest, becoming an inseparable part of it rather than conquering or dominating it. It is a living museum, a colossal archive of unwritten human history, a place where the past continues to whisper to the present. It demands patience, cutting-edge technology, and an open mind willing to embrace possibilities that lie beyond our current understanding. Will uncovering these secrets fundamentally alter our comprehension of human history and potential? Or are there some truths perhaps best left undisturbed? Some gateways leading to a knowledge too profound or a reality too harsh for us to bear? Protecting the Amazon is not merely an environmental imperative. It is safeguarding our opportunity to uncover the deepest secrets of our own origins and potential. Will we ever find Fawcett City Z, not as a city of gold, but as a central hub of ancient knowledge and civilization? Will we be able to fully decode the messages and life philosophies left by the mound builders? Or will the Amazon, in its immensity and enigma, forever hold its untold narratives captive, only occasionally revealing a fragment to pique humanity's curiosity? Their constructions, from their sustainable terra preta farming terraces, vast roads, and intricate canal systems, to their colossal earth mounds, all stand as testaments to an absolute, harmonious lifestyle, a philosophy of sustainable existence that later civilizations tragically lost. But what of the mysteries that defy conventional understanding? The Gateways hypothesis continues to captivate the imagination. Indigenous narratives speak of sky people, or star people, originating from the Amazon, and ancient records hint at pathways through other dimensions. Could these cities potentially house time portals or spatial gateways, secret conduits leading to other dimensions or different epochs in the cosmic history? While concrete scientific evidence for such gateways remains elusive, the abrupt disappearance of an advanced civilization, coupled with these persistent and enigmatic indigenous tales, continues to serve as an inexhaustible source of inspiration for theories that transcend the boundaries of mainstream archaeology, inviting us to dream beyond the imaginable. The lost cities of the Amazon are no longer distant legends. They represent monumental questions, challenging our deeply ingrained understanding of human history and the extraordinary adaptability of civilization. The Amazon, in its boundless vastness, profound mystery, and majestic harshness, will forever guard its untold stories. Every LiDAR laser beam piercing through the canopy, every new topographic map generated, unveils another page in the hidden history book of our planet. The significance of the Amazon, therefore, extends beyond its role as the lungs of the Earth or a treasury of biodiversity. The path ahead for Amazonian archaeology is promising, yet fraught with challenges. Final opening question. What else lies hidden beneath the endless green canopy of the Amazon waiting for us to find?